game's prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as.
Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IPL Season 2. This is Winners Round 1 between LaLuSh and RaNgeD. I'm DJ Wheat from OneMoreGame.tv and very excited to bring you this Zerg versus Protoss matchup where we have our red Zerg LaLuSh spawning in the northeast position, and he is going up against his opponent, the purple Protoss RaNgeD, spawning into the southeast. Of course, the map is Shakura's Plateau, and we are on cross positions, and we already see that first Overlord heading out by LaLuSh, actually to the middle of the map. A lot of times we will see, the first Overlord going over to the close positions. We're going to have the pylon placed on the low ground of the natural, and this is something that we see out of a lot of Protosses as of late. They really extend their early build by throwing the Protoss forward or throwing the pylon forward, and then, trying to get that really early nexus to beat their Zerg opponent on economy. And we are going to have a quick scout coming out here by RaNgeD as he heads his probe over to LaLuSh's base. He's going to get a good read on what's going on here, which is not that much. We can already see that LaLuSh is up to 14 drones, and immediately that probe is going to keep an eye to see, are any probes going to be heading down there? And we will see the pool drop immediately, and now it's going to be a race down to the natural. Unfortunately, is not going to have even enough money, and he's not going to put down any sort of hatchery. He just decided to go ahead and go scout. So let's see what RaNgeD is about to do here, as he should be placing another building. Now, there's several different options that the Protoss can do right now. If he's feeling really crazy, he can go Nexus first, and oh my gosh, that's exactly what he's going to do. Is he counts up to 400 minerals, and he's going to go ahead and throw down that Nexus first. Now, the Zerg is going to see this right away, sees that there's no forge, sees that there's no gateway, typically two buildings that may go down before that Nexus. So the drone is going to make his way in here. Now we have the forge going down for RaNgeD. So again, there's several different ways that you could go about this. Either throwing down that Nexus first to get that Nexus up as quickly as possible, get your drone or your probe saturation as high as you possibly can, or you throw down a forge. Some people throw down a gateway, and then they throw down the Nexus. But based off of what he saw there, of course, the pool going down first with no expansion. The firstlings are out. They're going to get rid of that probe. Get out of there, probe. And here comes that hatchery going down right now, right around the 20, usually 20, 21 is when Zerg players are wanting to expand if they don't put down an early hatchery. So we see the first cannon going down. Now the question is how much damage could these initial lings do? There we're going to see the wall off. Very smart by RaNgeD. It means that those Zerglings could not get in there, take out that first pylon. It's an incredibly devastating thing. But the question is this going to go? Oh my gosh, he manages to get in there, but the cannon will go up. However, the main is completely wide open, and 4 Zerglings will be able to make their way in there right now. See, he's still chrono boosting out some probes, but he might be able to do some damage here. He's going to have to attack with his probes, and that's what he does, trapping 1 Zergling. So very little damage done so far, but he is going to identify the Protoss does have 1 single gas. He's taking some of these probes off of mining time as well. So this is actually a pretty good harassment coming out here. He's going to kill a couple of the probes on gas, and I do like this idea. He's going to have to put a new probe on gas, lowering, of course, the amount of minerals that he gets, and he's really not overcommitting at all. In fact, with the 3 Zerglings that he has, he's done a ton of damage. He continues to do harassment there on those gas probes, and he wants to get that one, and he does. And look at him just running away, almost loses another ling. Finally, the Zealot comes out, and he says, okay, I need to take care of business here. Zealot is, of course, going to be slow, but without ling speed here, those Zerglings aren't going to be too much of a match. If they had ling speed, they'd be able to do a lot more damage. We have a queen out at the natural, queen out at the main. A lot of drones being created right now. Still gas, which is something that we'll want to be keeping an eye on as far as what LaLuSh might be doing here. Let's go and check out his main as we see the cybernetics core going down. Now, because he has had to wall off here with 3 buildings, eventually he's going to have to take one of these down. See another assimilator going down. Likely it's going to be that gateway, but he can feel very, very good knowing that he's got at least a wall there. Nothing is probably going to be coming in. And the Zerglings actually misclick there. They do end up attacking that Zealot. None of the Zerglings fall. But again, continuing to do this harassment, this damage. LaLuSh with a very, very quick third. This I like. The Protoss player has walled himself off. He knows that he's going to be there for a while. He knows that he doesn't have a ton of units. In fact, he knows that pretty much all the units that RaNgeD has right now is this Zealot that is out and about. There is going to be a Stalker coming out. Once that Stalker's out, these Lings are going to be incredibly ineffective, but they continue to run around, and here comes that Stalker. He'll be able to get rid of those Lings. Look at the amount of drones that we've got right here. The income tab shows 43 drones versus 39 probes right now, and we do see that Forge going to work as well with +1 weapons underway. Gateway, Warp Gate research, rather, is about halfway completed right now. We're going to have another gateway thrown down, as it looks like those Lings were finally eliminated from RaNgeD base. He's also going to catch an Overlord in the back. However, that Overlord should be able to get away before that Stalker does any sort of kill damage. The third base already up for LaLuSh. The question is even though he's getting a ton of drones right now, what is he going to do from this point? We see 9 more drones. There the Roach Warren goes down, and just below that extractor in the main. I don't even think he's gotten speed yet. He hasn't. However, with the timing, the amount of larvae, the amount of resources that LaLuSh is going to have, he's going to be able to produce a ridiculous amount of roaches early on and could possibly just try to go forth and bust this. Now, keep in mind, the only defense that he's really got to worry about is that one photon cannon right there. He's also got this Overlord out here spotting in case there's any Protoss decides to move. This Overlord's going to go ahead and come back in, see what he can see. He does cat another gateway, but that's all he's got, because back here we've got 4 more gateways being constructed right now and a Twilight Council with Blink. Oh, I was wrong. We're going to see a second Cybernetics core go down. He'll go ahead and kill that Cybernetics core at the front. And +2 level weapons now underway, and this is going to be a really, really nice little build here for RaNgeD, the Protoss. See the infestation pit going down, and it is already getting pathogen glands. Of course, what you'll see here is you'll see the first infester start to get built. Once that's about, once it's about a little over halfway done, because they take so long to build. That way, your infestors pop with enough energy to fungal at least one time, making them incredibly, incredibly resourceful at that point. So first roaches are out. We had about 10 being made right here. As you can see, a lot of roaches underway. We got Roach Speed and Burrow coming out. And Roach Speed and Burrow and eventually Tunneling Claws are going to be a great, great little selection here for this army, because we got this robotics facility a little bit late. Now, it does look like an observer's coming out. So it's not going to be super effective, but it will allow him to get past all those force fields as well. You can see RaNgeD has 9 sentries. We're going to have 1 Zergling move forward. He's going to see this army that he's got. The Observer now heading out across the map, and it looks like the first roaches, along with those Lings, may begin making their way forward. There's going to be some Overlords that are kind of stray around the map, and RaNgeD is going to go hunting for those. Always a good thing to do. You kill the Zerg Vision as well as their supply. A 4th base going down for LaLuSh right now, and that is going to be at that inside. Usually that's the natural 3rd. However, a lot of Zerg players like to take this one, get that creep spread out there, and you can see that creep starting to spread around. And we are going to see LaLuSh make his way out right here. Might actually engage right away, and he is not going to have vision advantage there, as most of the Protoss army was behind that grass. Here come the Infestors, and these Fungals are going to be huge. First Fungal does go down. There are the force fields. Some more Fungals, but the Roaches not really ready or able to hit their targets. We're going to see one little area of Stalkers get completely annihilated there. However, a lot of soft targets will be left over. There are an absolute ton of Roaches here. In come the Roaches. They're going to take out nearly every single sentry that they can see. The Zealots are running for their lives as well. That Infestor even wants to get in on the battle. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do much of anything. And now the Stalkers realize we must fight. We must make a stand here, or else we're going to take a lot of damage. And these Roaches continue to move forward. Look at the amount of damage that he did here, down to 85 supply. as opposed to what LaLuSh has, which is 153. He burrows himself to get that very, actually doesn't have tunneling claws quite yet, so he doesn't have that super regeneration. But does still get some regeneration with Burrow there. As you can see, all of his roaches healing back up. And a lot of players are starting to realize just how powerful those burrowed roaches can be. Now, from a air perspective, it's not that great of an army. This is strictly an army that works really well versus a ground army. And wow, I'm surprised. RaNgeD actually already committing here to another attack. You can see he's got absolutely no sentries, and also in come the Lings. We're going to have some fungals thrown down. That'll make Blink pretty ineffective there, and the roaches continue to move forward. There are a lot of roaches here, and I have a feeling this might be the final push coming out here by LaLuSh. We're going to see the roaches move forward past the front grass. There is going to be a front pylon here. The Zealots will get taken out, and the Observer trying to keep an eye on here so that he cannot use Burrow, and there it is. GG coming out. And RaNgeD will lose game number 1 to LaLuSh here. And we'll be going on to game number 2, Xel'Naga Caverns, in a moment.